All hands on deck, Bill. Another day, another bloody global crisis. Hands, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Wash your bleeding hands. Wrist to tips, front to back, happy birthday to me. Who'd have thought these wrinkly old paws would deliver the final blow? I could do open heart surgery with these, Bill. What day is it? I'm losing track. I cancelled the newspaper. That's little Aidan out a job, cheeky beggar. I gave him an extra couple of quid and told him to stay at home. And he gave me a load of lip. I don't want him handling your newspaper with his little mitts of death. No news anyway, just tallies. Just 350 today. Just, they say. Did I tell you Tanya called and I told you she said she's not coming back from Canada? I'd sort of guessed that already. But what you might not have guessed is that she's pregnant. Some fella she met at work and, well, they're living together. She says she likes it a lot, this place here in Telegraph Cove. She said it's very safe. They're not locked down yet. I told her it's coming, but she thought that were funny. Right, let's deal with the business in hand. Daily routine, that's the ticket. Bit more gardening. Can't walk far with me dodgy hip, but I can plant out your tomatoes. They look lovely. You're always good with tomato plants. You said it where the content of the soil grows a good tomato. That and the plant food. Have to keep it in the shed. The stuff's very toxic. Just a few grains can be deadly. Sun Gold Sakura. Where do they get these names? Sweet as grapes. Can't believe you seeded them just a few weeks ago and now you're not here to see them. Remember when we were down your dad's allotment? Only place to get some privacy back then. You all dandified up with your desert boots and your quiff, and me in the dress me mum made. You slipped your hand around mine, and it fit like a hand in a glove. Then we walked to the chippy and we held hands all natural-like, as if we'd been born holding hands. I were yours, you said. Turned out your hands were trouble, though. You couldn't keep 'em off me, could you? Then you had to put your cap in your hand and ask me dad for mine. Had to get on with it sharpish because my belly were growing, and old Father Carmichael wouldn't have let us if he'd known. My dad said if you ever lifted a hand to me, but he wished us well. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride, Bill. Beggars would ride. My belly didn't grow. Shame it wasn't a tomato plant. The back of your hand met my belly, and that was the end of baby. End of babies altogether for me. I should have left you then. I don't know why I didn't. Embarrassed, probably. I thought you were just young, and you'd calm down, and when they offered us Tanya, I thought he'd be fine now, because he's got a family, but it was my fault, you said. You're like a lighthouse, Grace. That smile of yours throws light on every man you see. Tone it down. I tried to tone it down. I stopped smiling altogether. But it didn't save me, did it? I'd look grim and cover the bruises in me long-sleeved cardie. You were always good about not touching me face. The neighbours didn't have a clue. And I used to think, well, I've made my bed and now I've got to lie in it. Tanya got away, of course. But when she told me she were pregnant and she wasn't coming back, I thought, it's enough now. I want to see my grandchild and Tanya wasn't going to come back while you were here. So really, I had no choice. It was out of my hands. And this corona thing, what an unexpected opportunity. I told the neighbours the ambulance came to get you in the early hours and taken you off to St. Peter's. And you being elderly, you know, you were just one of the tally, a daily statistic. The neighbours have been never so nice. So sad that there's no funeral. The young lass at number 10 brought me homemade jam. They said that we should have a memorial service when we all get let out. And I smiled sadly as if I would. But I won't. I'll call Tanya tomorrow and tell her the sad news. I don't want that garden to get out of hand, Bill. I'll look after the tomato plants. And you? Well, you take care of the soil, Bill. You take care of the soil.